Justin and Will on Just Hoop Talk is one of the best podcasts out there if you want to talk that hoop game. If you don't get with these guys and get right, you're gonna get left. Big ballers out, baby, and holla!
What's up, guys? This is another episode of Just Hoop Talk. You with Justin Henry, Will Thompson, and today we are going over the Miami Heat's offseason. What's next for the NBA Finals runners-up? But before that, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Hit that red button, hit that like button, show us some love. Just Hoop Talk. Here we go.
You are now tuned in to the next best thing. Justin Henry, Will Thompson.
Yeah,
Let's go.
y'all can talk that talk, but this is just Hoop Talk. Updates on the news, analysis who's who gon' win, who gon' lose. Is it true? Is it true? This is just Hoop Talk. This is just Hoop Talk. Ball.
All right, Will. So the runners-up in the NBA Finals, the Miami Heat, they had a really, really good season. Obviously, they came in as the fifth seed in the East and reached above everybody's expectations into the NBA Finals. We know they got some dogs there, but it's really important to talk about what this team's going to be doing during the offseason. Because people are going to be looking at them now. They're going to be shooting for them. They're going to be gunning for them. And they're going to be a target on everybody's schedule next season. And, of course, we know that the bubble has thrown a little bit of a wrench into salary cap, potential trades. So we'll have to kind of forego that until the numbers are set in stone. But what are your thoughts about this Miami Heat team as they're structured right now? Do you think that they can get back to the finals as they are?
Yeah, I mean, I like their chances in the East. But I think when you look at this team, I think at this point they're looking at being better than the Lakers, right? Like they're not necessarily looking to be better than somebody in the East. They're trying to be better than the LA Lakers. And to me, it was really clear. It was really clear in Game 6 that they didn't have enough, bro. Like when the Lakers really wanted to turn it on and they locked down defensively, the Heat just looked like they were outmatched. And there was a couple times in the series where they just really looked completely outmatched, man. So they definitely need more. And looking at their team, I think they need another legitimate scorer, like a legitimate scoring threat. Tyler Hero's nice. He's a young player. He's a really good scorer, but I don't think he's quite there yet. Yeah. I thought maybe Goran Dragic showed flashes of that throughout the playoffs. Obviously, he was hurt in the finals. But, I mean, you look at Goran Dragic's career as a whole, he's not that dude. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I definitely think they need another just second straight-up dog scorer, somebody that can just go out and get buckets, take some pressure off of Jimmy Butler, because Jimmy Butler was really out there doing everything, bro. Like, he was running the offense. He was playing defense. He was scoring majority of the points. Like, he was literally out there doing everything.
Yeah, and you notice it when the other guys started going down. It was like the Jimmy Butler show or nothing, you know? And I think Bam is that, like, second piece. It's just he needs to elevate his game a little bit more. I know he already is asked to do so much on the defensive end. He brings the ball up. They run, like we mentioned, those dribble handoffs through him. And so he does everything, man. He's literally the everything for that team, and so is Jimmy Butler. And so I think you need that third piece to step up. Tyler Hero does have some development issues. Obviously, he's very careless with the basketball during this NBA Finals. Not sure if that was a lack of just fatigue, being on the court so much, being in the bubble for so long. But it looked like they needed to ask more of him, and I'm not sure that he's ready to give that at his age and development in a couple of years maybe. But I don't know if he's ready for that right now. Is there a piece that they can bring in right now to help with that? Because obviously they made it to the finals. They have the right structure. But like you mentioned, they were overmatched by a Lakers team, and that's the bar now. And now people are going to be coming from them. So when you talk about a Boston Celtics team, they're going to be hungry. A Toronto Raptors or Milwaukee Bucks, they're going to be structuring their teams to beat the Miami Heat now. Yeah. What do you think are some adjustments that this team needs to make in order to be matchup-proof next year and win a championship?
Yeah, I think the obvious big name out there, and we've heard this a little bit around the Heat, is Giannis, man. Like, if that's a possibility, I think they have to explore that. We know there's going to be a reduced salary cap this year. Players just aren't going to get as much money as they want, man. Free agents aren't going to get paid like they want to get paid. Somebody's going to get cut from a team. Guys are going to get reduced salaries. Things are going to have to change. But if there's a way that the Heat could make it work and get Giannis in, I mean, this might sound crazy, but I don't think it would be such a bad thing to look at and explore trading a Bam Adebayo for a Giannis Antetokounmpo. I think that's an upgrade. Personally, I think it's an upgrade.
I think it is too. I mean, you're talking about a two-time MVP.
Yeah.
It is an upgrade.
Yeah, I think they do similar things. Obviously, Bam's younger. He has a lot of upside. But they kind of do similar things on the court. If they can pull that off, and I think the Bucks might be interested in that, man. Like, instead of just having him walk, like, I don't know, man. I think Giannis is a legitimate possibility for the Heat, man.
That is, and he's a young guy too. So, I mean, I know that Bam's going to need a contract coming up here soon, but I don't think they trade Hero away. They just drafted him. He'll be on his rookie deal for a while. Jimmy Butler loves him. But you do see that they could use a player like him. Bam got hurt in the finals. And he's a bigger guy too. Like where Giannis, I think they play similar, but Bam is just a little bit bigger and not as prolific as a scorer as Giannis. And man, that would be an interesting move. And I also think that Bam's probably the easiest piece for them to give up. Not saying that I think that he's an easy piece to give up, obviously, but out of him, Jimmy Butler, Tyler Hero, their most tradable assets, I think he's the piece that would be moved. If not, I was trying to think of a way because there's a lot of rumors about Victor Oladipo being not interested in playing with the Indiana Pacers. And to me, that seems like the perfect wing player, 20-point scorer that can come in and free up Jimmy Butler a little bit or play alongside of him and do well. I'm not sure, but the only other piece I could see the Heat are really missing, and this really only applies to the Lakers, is another big. I think that's the glaring piece that they could use. So if Oladipo deal doesn't work out, I'd find a way somehow to get a big that can come in and either spell Bam or play alongside of him pretty well, you know?
Yeah, that's such a great point because Bam is, 6'9"?
Yeah, he's like 6'9", 6'10". He's not like a 7-footer, you know?
No, he's not even a legitimate big man. I think Miles Leonard is probably their biggest player. Kelly Olynyk, and both of those dudes like to stand outside and shoot threes. So they didn't have that true banger, and it definitely showed, man. Dwight Howard was able to at times have his way down low with the Heat. Anthony Davis just absolutely destroyed them when he wanted to. So that's such a great point. And we know, I think LaMarcus Aldridge will be available. He'll be floating around. So
that'd be a really good fit, actually.
Yeah. So that's definitely a possibility.
Like somebody that can stretch the floor, get some boards. We don't know about how old, he's starting to get up there age-wise, so injury is always a risk. But that might be a good look for them because we also talked about that at the trade deadline. Them acquiring a LaMarcus Aldridge type player and an Iggy type player was those were the two players we were discussing. And obviously Iggy was a good fit and it remains to see if he's going to come back next year. But LaMarcus Aldridge would be a really good fit to put alongside Bam, somebody who can play a little bit more of that mid to high post too. Yeah. I think it'd be a dope fit, man. And we'll see. I can't really think of anybody else off the top of my head who I think would have that kind of impact for them. Maybe like a Miles Turner type of player. Who knows, man? But the cap obviously is a factor. And so we'll have to see how it plays out here. With the bubble, I know that a lot of teams are going to have a little bit less cap room to work with. And that might even affect Bam's deal too. So it all remains to be seen. But this Heat team looks like they're built, I think, to at least be a top 3 team in the East next season. If they're able to keep some of their shooters, they don't really have too many glaring weaknesses, especially when they match up against those other Eastern Conference teams. There's not really a team that has a true dominating big in the East that's like a top 3, top 4 team. You got the Celtics, you got the Raptors, you got the Bucks, maybe the Sixers if you're counting Embiid, but there's not really a true big threat until you get to the West and you got to play the Lakers.
That's so true. And we have to remember to throw the Nets in there too as a top Eastern Conference team. Possibly next year, but I mean, I think their big is like DeAndre Jordan and what's the rookie? I can't think of his name. Or Jared Allen.
Oh, yeah, Jared Allen.
Yeah, but, there's not a lot of great bigs. And so I think that's a concern for the Heat is if they do go out and they get a big, is he just sitting on the bench a majority of the year until they get to the point where they play the Lakers in the finals? Like that, I mean, that could be a concern for them for sure.
We'll see. The East is going to be real tough next year. So let us know what you guys are thinking. You think the Miami Heat have a chance to repeat and go back to the NBA Finals and win the East? Or do you think it was just a little bit of luck, a little bit of bubble, a little bit of both, man? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Can the Heat make it back to the NBA Finals or even win the NBA Finals? Let us know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe to Just Hoop Talk on all social media platforms. Just Hoop Talk, another edition in the books. We're out.